Hey everybody, it's the Racetrack Ladies, and we're coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas.
And we just finished watching the Darlington race.
Darlington.
Darlington.
I thought you were going to say we just finished electing a new mayor.
Well, we did that too, and some of us are, well, none of us are happy.
None of us are happy with what happened with that.
But you know, San Antonio will survive another couple of years, we hope, until we can elect another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so aside from that, so we had a race today, and of course, you know, this is the Darlington 500, which used to be run on Labor Day weekend, and now it's run on Mother's Day weekend, because we don't race on Mother's Day, we race on Mother's Day weekend.
Right.
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was a nice race. Okay, so,
But we had a little bit of news before we got down to actually the green flag.
yeah, Jim Hunter had to make an announcement.
Yeah, unfortunate, and by now I'm sure everybody has heard that Jeremy Mayfield, along with two other crew members from two different teams, they've been suspended indefinitely from NASCAR for violating the substance abuse policy.
Yeah, so we don't know the particulars about it, but evidently it was enough after the Richmond race that they've been suspended. So I'm sure we'll be hearing more about that. We're obviously disappointed about Jeremy Mayfield.
Even though Jeremy has not been our primary driver, we've always supported him. We like him, his wife, his dogs.
His dogs.
And hopefully it'll all be cleared up and he'll be back at the track. But until it is, he is
Out of here.
Yeah, they pulled his card.
Yeah. So that was kind of the humbling news before we started the race. But then we got to get to the race. So we had the mothers that gave the command to start engines. So all the moms of the drivers, you know, gave the command to start engines.
And you know, you would think that all the boys would have been on their best behavior tonight. No.
I don't know why I would have thought any different for some of them,
Because
but
their moms were there.
okay, so the race started and we had Matt Kenseth on the pole and Jeff Gordon was on the outside.
Well, in having Matt Kenseth on the pole, he had just won the nationwide race the night before. And for those of you who caught it at the end when his face was plastered with confetti, oh
That's
my
pretty
Lord, was
funny.
not
That
funny?
was funny.
It was really funny. And that
I'm
was
like, somebody should never do glitter ever again.
Yeah.
well, that stuff sticks and it hurts.
And Katie's picking it off.
Well, and they're hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
'Cause it was
bad
hot.
idea, whoever did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But Matt was on the pole.
Yes, and so the race gets started, and you know, last night in the nationwide race, we had a caution on the first lap. Well, you know, it didn't take many laps for us to have a caution here in the Cup race either.
Yeah, I'm thinking the lady in black was, well, she was in a mood tonight.
She wasn't very happy.
She was in a bad mood.
She was smacking people around.
She was taking them down.
I tell you, man, there were more cars hitting that stinking wall, and then they bounce off, hit somebody else, and then
Oh my
people
gosh.
slide.
And they were
slide.
seasoned drivers. It
Yeah.
wasn't just like the rookies.
Oh yeah,
or
these were
anything.
not rookies out there.
They were tenderized. They were seasoned. But you know, we had. I mean, Greg Biffle. Greg Biffle really, I think, had the car to beat
Oh
tonight.
my
He did.
gosh, he was so far in front of the
I was thinking he was going to just win it.
But then when he went out, I thought, okay, well, Truex would be the car to win.
right.
Yeah, but that didn't
Not so
happen
much.
either.
No.
And then who else did we think? We're like, maybe I guess that.
I mean, because
one.
they really had the strongest cars throughout the throughout the race. But it was interesting because I think you had a lot of pit road strategies that were going on because we had so many cautions. We had record-breaking
It was
cautions.
like cautions again.
Well,
And,
but not just with the pit road strategy, but you also had some pit road incidents. Jimmy Johnson crashed his primary car when he was qualifying, so he had to go to the back of the field to start the race in a backup car. So you would think, okay, I've already had my bad luck for the race.
Yeah,
No.
well, no, he had some more bad
He
luck.
had more bad luck for the race.
But we'll get
Yeah.
to that in a minute. But how about that one caution with Michael Waltrip?
Flames.
When all they said, they go,
Whoa.
fire, car on fire. We're like,
Who's
what?
dropping? Who's dropping? Who's dropping?
So we're all watching our pit command, seeing who's dropping through the field, and we look up, and there's a ball of fire.
And
Yeah.
Michael Waltrip's car just caught fire.
Yeah, so
It
I
made me
think
scared for
his
him.
spotter would said that the engine had detonated.
Detonated. I
Yeah,
think
that
that was
was
the
the
word.
term
Yeah.
used.
Yeah.
So man, that was pretty spectacular. So yeah, that one was.
And fortunately,
cool.
Mikey got out of the car safely.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Clint Boyer also had a really bad accident. You know, it was one thing he got loose on his own kind of in a way and hit the wall, but then Elliott Sadler kind of came down on him after he'd recovered and then knocked him back into the interior wall.
Yeah.
That pretty much
His
called
bell
his
got
night. A couple times.
Yeah.
But he was okay too. So
So tell us about the 20 car tonight. What was up with them?
Well, Joey was actually having a pretty good race tonight.
he had a very good race.
He was working his way through the field. He was keeping his nose clean. Let me tell you, the lady was not in a good mood tonight. So, she would have loved to have smacked around a rookie.
Well,
but
hold it. He
you
did
have an issue though.
Well, I'm just gonna say he did scrape the walls. It's not
Okay,
like he stayed off the
but
wall.
It was a
you
minor
had an
scrape.
issue with pre-race activities with Joey.
Well,
Logano.
I'm not sure that it is the right thing that he can actually do a ride along with Cale Yarborough, who's won that race 5 different times, and not call that testing. If you're sitting with a man who's won it 5 times in a race car going around the racetrack, I'm thinking that's like testing.
And I'm thinking that they had that already set up with Tony Stewart, and since Tony had moved on to another team,
It
they
don't
went,
matter.
I guess we got to put Joey in
It
the
don't
car.
matter.
You are making that up. That
But I
to
do
Joey.
want to say that Joey, I thought you ran a very good race, and you actually led the race on your own. And the thing that impressed me the most about you, Joey, because I know you care, but when you were running second to,
Yeah, but
I
she
can't
dogs
remember-
you a lot. So
Well,
did.
because
Let's
you're
hear it.
rookie and you were overhyped. You had to earn your spot.
That's right.
But he was running second, and I can't remember who he was running second to, but he was running really well.
Yeah.
Well, but his issue in the pit, and this is probably a rookie thing, is that he was kind of questioning what Zipadelli was doing, what kind of calls he was making in the pits.
You don't question the crew chief.
You know what? Greg Zipadelli,
well.
he kind of knows what he's doing.
Unless
Wait,
you're Dale
let's
Earnhardt
listen to
Jr.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. And I was listening to Dale again tonight, and I'm gonna tell you something. And
Tell me something, girl.
he was telling what was wrong with the car, and then Junior Junior's like, "Well, you got this choice, you got that choice," and Junior's like, "Just make a decision.
Yeah.
You're the crew chief."
My contract says driver.
And I was like, "Whoa." When you got to tell the crew chief you're the crew chief, there's something wrong in that
That's
dichotomy.
right.
With the lady in black being
don't know
in
that.
such a bad mood tonight, the last thing that Dale Jr. needed to worry about was, arguments from his team.
Yeah, but that's
Well,
like standard stuff.
I don't
That's
know
just
that they
what
were really
do.
arguing, but it was just kind of weird.
But then he ends
they-
the race 7 laps down. But let me just give quick props to David Reagan, because I'm really sorry, David Reagan, you had a really bad race.
He had a bad race.
Well, he
and
got
she's giving
split
him
around. He
props.
got like all torn up, and then
Can I say rookie?
They
He's not a
had
rookie.
to tape his
Oh, he's
number
not?
to
Oh,
the side.
David Reagan's
of
There's
his
just
bad.
other
arms.
issues.
David Reagan, I'm still behind you, man. Okay,
How's that working out
moving
for
on.
you, UPS?
So anyhow, so the race pretty much just kind of wound
Michael
down.
Waltrip
It
race.
kind of wound down. Again, we had some pit stops at the end. There was a little bit of a gas mileage issue. You had
Right.
Mark Martin and Jimmy Johnson that had stayed out. The rest of the field had kind of pitted for gas and a couple of tires. Looked like Tony Stewart might be the one that might win the race.
He was trying. And let me
I
tell you,
know,
he
I
had
thought he
Newman in
was-
tow.
I thought he was going to maybe do it, but
it's like he hit a wall. It's like he got to a point that
Yeah.
he could not go any further.
well, the same with Jeff Gordon.
Oh,
'cause,
well, no,
you know,
he ran upon Ryan Newman,
Yeah.
and that's why he couldn't get any
Oh.
further.
That's what
that
slowed him
wall,
down.
and that's kind of a sturdy wall.
Yeah, that's fair. No neck wall.
I wouldn't
No.
want to hit that
Hey,
wall.
no.
Don't mess with my
Hey, he's doing
guy.
good, but it's all right. We like him.
Yeah, I like Newman.
So, so that was pretty much it. Because I mean, so it was the 5, the 48, the 14, the 39, the 24.
Right.
When they basically came out of the pits and stuff, they ran in that same order for a very long time.
Quite a
Till the
bit of
race.
time. And for those of you not paying attention, those are all Hendrick related cars.
Yes. So Hendrick had like, 5, 6 cars in the top
He's pretty
7.
strong. Pretty strong.
Yeah. Way to go, Rick Hendrick. And I'm really worried about you, buddy, because you haven't been at the races. So I hope everything's
Yeah,
all
He's
right.
not feeling well.
Yeah,
I
we're having
heard.
to call you on the phone. We don't like that. We want to
I'm
see.
concerned.
We want to see a body.
That's right. We want to see you in Victory Lane, especially
We wanna
since
see
Mark
your
Martin.
body.
I want a body.
Congratulations to Mark Martin on winning his 2nd race this year. And I'm thinking that 2010 is going to be a really good year for you too, Mark.
I'm thinking so.
Okay.
All right,
Anything
so-
else about the race?
Well, I did get tired, but I just think it's because I've been working a lot watching it.
I thought it was actually a pretty good race.
It
And,
was all right, but it did get a little boring there for a few minutes.
I don't know that it got boring. And Jeff Gordon, I thought you did a great job of finally getting on the lead lap and then getting up to the top 5. And I think you might have been able to get to a top 3. But,
might.
maybe next week.
Might win a championship. Who knows?
Who knows? All right. So next week we've got the All-Star race. So be sure to check that out.
In
And
Charlotte.
we'll be checking it out. And I guess until next time.
Hey, well, first off, Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yeah, none of us are mothers.
No, but we have a mother.
But we have one.
All right. Until next time, we'll be at the track.
And
And going green.